Hey guys, Zoup here. Welcome to the World of Warships battle plan, where I give you a battle scenario and cover the finer aspects of what went right, what went wrong, and why I did what I did. This is to give you all a better idea of ship capabilities, what you can do, and what you should not do. Today's episode is a duel I had with the Montana. Situation: I'm in an Izumo. I've broken off from the main group and noticed that a Montana has done the same. I decide to close in and see if I can get the jump on him, and then engage him in the straight. Friendlies. Closest friendly to myself is a Yamato and a cruiser. Enemies. The main enemy force is heading east. This includes several heavy hitters including a Yamato and several heavy cruisers. Execution. Despite being out-tiered, I decide to engage in an attempt to exploit my Izumo's strengths. As the engagement will take place in a straight, the Montana will be forced into close quarters combat with myself, which benefits the Izumo. I'm unable to get the jump on the Montana. At first, I think he'll attempt to flee, but instead he meets my challenge. We're evenly matched at this point, with our hit points being roughly the same. As we converge towards each other bow first, we have an equal advantage in that we only have 2 turrets on each other. What gives me the overall advantage in this situation are the secondaries on the Izumo. As we close within 5 clicks of each other, I'm worried that he might attempt to ram me. This turns out not to be the case. Once I realize it's not his intention to ram me, the Montana starts to turn to a starboard to open up space between us. I begin to turn inward, worried as I know I'm showing broadside. My secondaries are beginning to engage. I manage to set the Montana on fire. However, due to the sluggish turning capabilities of the Izumo, I'm still flatter than I'd like to be, and my broadside is vulnerable. This is not a good position to be in. I keep turning hard to port in an attempt to angle inward as much as possible. By this time, friendlies have joined in the fight, starting to whittle away at the health of the Montana. It is now a race for whoever's main guns are ready to fire first. The Montana fires first, however it's a significant miss. He fails to land a citadel as his salvo lands on the rear of my ship. My guns are now aligned and I have just 1 shot. I fire just behind the rear boiler, around the front of the rear turrets of the Montana. I manage to land 3 citadels and finish him off. At this point I turn south to head back to friendly territory. Friendly torpedoes are incoming, which likely would have finished the Montana had I not been able to. So here's the after-action review. I consider this a fairly even matchup based on the circumstances. I forced the Montana into an engagement where it could not exploit its own strengths, primarily its 12 main guns. At the same time, I was able to exploit my own strengths, that being my secondaries. For the primary engagement, it was basically 6 guns against 6 guns, and my secondaries. Despite a favorable matchup for myself, the battle could have gone either way as we were locked in extreme close quarters. The deciding factor as a whole was ultimately the presence of friendly teammates on my side, and the lack of the Montana's team being able to support him. Had it been the other way around, I likely would not have engaged, and the roles would have been reversed. Compounding things were that the friendly Yamato was behind terrain and could not fire at the Montana. If not for the terrain, it might have ended sooner. It's vital to know where your team's at. Another deciding factor was shot placement. There was a little luck involved as I was not citadeled. This battle could have easily gone the other way. Overall, the duel itself was exciting. The Izumo is a brawler. I don't regret my decision, and it turned out favorably as I used my ship's strengths to my advantage, along with exploiting key terrain features and using my own team's location to my advantage. Keep these in mind as you plan out your next battle. All these factor into whether or not you have an advantage and can succeed. Thanks for watching and be sure to subscribe. Zoup out.